Are letting agents serving the 21st century landlord? Today I'm joined by Sally Lawson, who is the UK's best letting agency coach. Sally, why aren't agents serving the modern landlord of today? Talk to me.
Okay, well, a little interesting fun fact for you. If you read the government's white paper from 2022, 82% of landlords are now not using letting agents for management. Now, I find that a pretty shocking
Scary
number, and it's a number that's going up. And so I see that if we were providing the services that landlords wanted, they would be using us. So I think the market has proven that landlords are not using letting agents. When we dig down into it and we start to look at what landlords want, we really aren't fit for purpose anymore. The only offer most letting agents offer, and I have when I talk about this on the conference and that, I was talking at the Guild conference, I have a picture of a Cortina. So I want you to imagine a 1970s Cortina now. That was around the time that the letting agents offer was created. And the letting agents only offer to this day is we'll offer you a free valuation. Now, in 50 years, I know you're all over social media, the world has changed a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's time for some new offers. It's time for some new hooks. Now's the time to find things that the modern landlord wants, as opposed to just offering the same thing.
Collect the rent, skim some off and then just ring them up with problems, which is essence what we do, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's not. We haven't moved on, have we?
No, we haven't. But I want you to think about this. Most letting agents fill those let-only landlords, and that's what we're talking about here, the 82%. The let-only landlords, they're the hard ones to convert. You go on a valuation, it's like, no, I don't need you. I've been managing properties for 40 years. I've never had a problem. My mom lives just over the road. She can take care of everything. All that sort of stuff that we all hear. They seem unconvertible. They seem impossible to get them over the line. However, there's lots of things they do need. And one of the things that we find is this. They believe they know everything. They believe they don't need you.
Because you're really good at this with your colleague Dawn. Amazing lady.
She's scary.
Very
scary.
I want to get on the side of her.
I have to work with her.
My thoughts go to you. We do love you, Dawn, really.
We do.
But she is, I know you've taught her everything she knows, but she's taught some great ways. And I know she's taught a lot of your clients, who are my clients as well, some great ways to convert. And I think that's what we see. We see almost like a brick barrier of I'm let only. And you can convert them, can't you?
You absolutely can. And here's the trick, right? I'm going to share it with you. Don't try and convert them on the valuation. Convert them when they've got the tenant in. So what we're finding now is by educating them, we do webinars. Every 12 weeks we run a webinar with the wonderful Dawn, giving a legal update. We give free legislative information covering over 13 pieces of legislation. And basically it's free coaching for landlords. They come along with their portfolios.
Everyone loves a bit of free.
They love a bit of free, they do. They love to turn up. We had 400 on a recent webinar. They love it, absolutely love it. And they come thinking they know everything, and then just takes one little piece of regulation, just one. It might be the third webinar they've attended, it might be the second, it might be the first. But they'll go, that's me. I didn't know that. Oh no, I'm falling foul of insert regulation, prosecution, fine, banning orders, whatever. So if you'd like some help with that, just book a call with us here. Here's our Calendly link. They book a call with you, and all of a sudden you have them on the phone. And you can say, you do realise that's a £30,000 fine, possible banning order, rent repayment order, possibly even criminal action. Mr. Landlord, you need to talk to us about us taking over your portfolio. All of a sudden you've got a portfolio takeover. 30% of my new business in my branches now every month comes from portfolio takeover. And that's needed.
It's a big lump as well.
It is, because you don't just get one property. Quite often it's 10 or 20 or 30 properties at a time coming over. It makes a big difference.
But that requires me to do hard work, Sally.
Well, I'm sorry, Chris. Yes, it does. We're business owners. Business is hard. Look, at the end of the day, if you want to be successful and you want to make money, you've got to put the effort in. And I know it means challenging that fear. But you know what? If there's 30 landlords the other side of that, it's worth doing. We took on 100 let only to fully managed conversions in 1 year. That's amazing. And that was from just doing these consistent webinars, plus the deals as well.
And this is not just you, because I know other
I'm not on
letting
them.
agents.
I'm
I
not
know
on them.
when I say you, I'm talking about Dawn and your guys, but other agents. You teach agents how to do this. And basically, you know, if we had to distill it down, free webinar, are you compliant? Put the fear of God up them, which is great because you've got
They
to
need it. It's dangerous for them.
tell stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give them facts. And then if this is you and you're worried, book a call with a candle link, which costs nothing to do.
Exactly.
And then work them. You might only get them let only, but you might not. And then convert them. You've already built the relationship.
Oh, I wouldn't do the let only thing. But 15% of the people on the webinar will book a call. That's the stats we've discovered between all the people doing this. 15% of the people that attend the webinar will.
Still, if it's 400, 1 in 6 is pretty good.
It is. It's very good. And we don't, just to be clear, they come with a problem. We don't fix the problem. We only do let only's fully managed takeover. Because if you start fixing the problems, they're not going to move away from let
Do you think a lot of agents will get sucked into that by trying to?
Yes. Let me help you with that section 21. Let me help you with that.
I bet you they'll end up doing it. I'll do it for free, and then I might get them.
And that's your great point. Thanks for that, Chris. Absolutely. You don't take it over for free. You charge a fee. So for every property you take over, you charge a fee, whatever you want to do, a couple of £100, £200, £300, £400, £500, plus any issues you have to sort. You also charge for that as well.
You're paying a fee to bring them on board, a fee to sort out the issues, and then you're getting your full fat milk rate, cream rate for managing them afterwards.
Yeah.
And this is where it comes back to the previous video we talked about, whereas if you're doing something over and above the normal, you have to charge for it.
Of course you do. Yes. A lot of people do that for free. You're absolutely right. And that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because quite often you're taking on properties with arrears or difficult tenants, and you're just making your life difficult.
That's bringing people on through the webinar. What about the landlords that are leaving the other end?
Well, right now I'm hearing from a lot of letting agents that landlords are selling at a massive rate. We've experienced it. Other people experience the same. You know, landlords that bought 25 years ago, mortgage ending, they're retiring, they're selling, dying. It's all happening right now. And it's crazy because there's actually loads of landlords buying, and you wouldn't think this, but there's lots of landlords
the numbers are out there, because you know me, I'm a bit of a statty.
I know, yeah.
And yes, the number of landlords selling up's up 43%, and the number of landlords buying is down 20%. So you think, well, the net effect is still they're growing.
It is.
There is. It doesn't feel that way, but it is.
So here's the thing, right? So many letting agents, they either have a sales department or they don't. So if they have a sales department and the landlord says they want to sell, they'll just pass the lead to the sales department. And you have this war where the sales department wants to sell it. They're like, yeah, we sold it. The lettings department, like, we've lost a landlord. So here's what you do, is you find landlords that want to buy. You do a matchmaking service, and you don't charge the selling landlord, you charge the buying landlord. And then you sign him up for 2 years management. So he signs a contract with you that he pays you a fee on acquisition, has 2 years management. You don't charge the seller. The benefit of that is that the person selling has rent right up until the day of completion. You don't have to get the tenant to leave. And you also have the landlord buying will actually have rent from the day that he takes over, so there's no gaps. And also he knows it's compliant because you've been managing it. It's a sweet deal. Now, I'll just give you an idea. We actually put out an ad for landlord investors. We had 177 register in a week. In a week. It was crazy. And we had 17 book calls with us to discuss it. We actually had to turn the ad off. It was madness. So there's lots of landlords out there wanting to buy, lots of landlords wanting to sell. Another service letting agents can do is just start putting the two together. And you're making an acquisition fee of 2% of the purchase price, which is more than you would make up than the selling fee. And you're getting 2 years management at a decent
and
rate.
After 2 years, they're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere because you've proven yourself. It's just a win-win. If you add up all the value in that deal, it's worth thousands.
And this is where, I know in a previous video, you said most agents are on 10% profit and you can get them to 30, if not more. This is how you get to 30.
Yeah. Well, if you think that's that little sweet acquisition deal there, just on the acquisition fee alone, it's probably going to be £5,000. Then you've got 2 years management. There's another £3,000. So there's like at least £8,000 in that deal. Whereas at the moment, they're just passing it to the sales department or be going, yay, we've made £2,500 on the sales fee. No, that's not good. You're better off finding a buyer, doing a matchmaking service and put the two together.
It sounds like very much that the letting agent boss has to change their mindset and see this as very much as they're a business person who's in lettings as opposed to a letting agent who's in business.
Yeah, I think a lot of letting agents, they just focus on we need more landlords, we need more landlords, we need more landlords. But you know what? If you actually look at this line, if you're not making enough profit and you get more landlords, the line just, it doesn't really get any, it doesn't get any deeper. with more landlords. It just means get more work, more hassle, more liability, more risk,
More cost.
more cost. Whereas if you actually start saying, rather than getting 1,000 a year a landlord, I'm getting £8,000 a year a landlord, all of a sudden it becomes a very, very different profit model. So we've got to find ways to generate revenue that other people aren't doing. It also makes you stand out, it makes you different, and you're doing things that other people aren't doing. So yeah, 50% profitability, driving more landlords through, converting those lettings into fully managed, helping those landlords sell, helping landlords buy, put it all together. There's at least 3-4 different services there straight away that most letting agents are leaving on the table.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sally can't say this, but I can. She runs courses and all this stuff with her Rainmaker series, and I would strongly recommend you to check it out. As I said, I've not been paid to say that. But Sally, I've known her for years, absolutely exceptional. I will say you don't take any prisoners, and you do tell people what they need to do, but sometimes you need that tough love. So please do check it out. I know you weren't expecting that, but honestly, guys and girls, Sally gives so much value away, but you can do this yourself, but you could actually learn from the best. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.